just ask me, man. Ask me. Just be like, Adrenaline, I want to stream on GGK. I'll set you up. And if you guys are not in GGK, well, I mean, I do invite you to follow this channel because we have a lot of clan wars going down. As I've just mentioned, we have a lot of members that are streaming as well. We're trying to make this channel as active as possible, trying to get like a 24/7 active channel. Just StarCraft, really. Nothing else but StarCraft, because it's just so badass. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, game number 3 between Good Game Kids and Final Ownage Elite, and we are going to be going on Yansu here. This was Devil's pick map here, so this is kind of interesting. Spawning in the bottom left position for Team Final Ownage Elite, it is the pink Zerg Devil. How sad. And yeah, this is an interesting pick here for a Zerg vs Terran game. Perhaps Devil has something up his sleeve that we're about to find out. And his opponent, winning the last 2 games in very solidly convincing way, loyal to his own style, it is the Red Terran for Team Good Game Kids, spawning in the top right. On the snow side for Yansu, it is kawaiian. Kawaiian. And now I'm interested to see how he's going to have the intention of bringing over the pressure to the Zerg. I know kawaiian for a fact loves the Terran vs Zerg matchup. I think it's actually one of his best, if I'm not mistaken. For he and I have practiced many times, like many times, and it's funny because me and kawaiian, we really have a similar skill level. Like if I would say someone is really close to my level, I would say kawaiian, because our games are just so close every time we play, and we've played like 40 games, me and him, and we honestly must be something like 20-20. It has to be something around those numbers, because it's always like I win 1, he's gonna win 1, and then he'll win 2, I'll win 3, he's gonna win another 2, and it's always, our games are just so crazy, we never go for the same builds. We always modify our builds. Oh, kawaiian here, a little blunder. He could have actually blocked that hatch, but it's not so bad. Devil is going to go for the 15 hatch here, nothing too savvy, but he is getting the gas after pool though, so this is interesting. This is something I'm seeing a lot here versus Terran. A lot of gases before pools, but there's a slight concern about this. It's the fact that since the pool is delayed, if the Reaper is going to be occurring out of this initial barracks, but it looks like kawaiian actually went for command center first here, so good response after seeing the hatchery first. But I was saying, if a Terran were to go for the normal Reaper expand type of play, the fact that the pool is delayed for about like 20 seconds, it gives the opportunity for the Reaper to do damage to drones for an extra 20 seconds. And it's huge because you can get like a good 2 extra 3 drone kills if the Zerg is not that careful with his units. Usually what happens is the Zerg will go for 15 hatch, he'll get 2 extra drones. On the 16 supply, he'd get his spawning pool, and that's exactly where you have the time for the spawning pool to pop up, and you will be able to get 4 Zerglings out just in time. As soon as the Reaper gets into your own base, you have your 4 lings out, and then you're able to just shoo the Reaper away. Be like, shoo Reaper, go away, go away. But Devil here has not scouted yet. He didn't even try and poke over at the front and see if his opponent was going for somewhat of a Reaper tile or something. Maybe he was just a little bit too afraid about the Marines, which is completely understandable here. But kawaiian actually going for command center first. Devil is not going to know about this, so I'm curious to see if his hash gas pool build is going to be panning quite nicely. I mean, kawaiian still could potentially get baneling busted here. If he's not too careful, the fact that he's going to be a little bit delayed on production, he's actually going straight for Hellions. kawaiian has not made a single goddamn unit up until now. Not a Marine, not a Reaper. He's just going straight for Hellions after getting the command center first. And kawaiian going for double gas right after this. I have to say, this is something quite nice. And I'm looking at this build right now, and I've watched the recent daily, the Day 9 daily about Bravo, who played versus Lenok on exactly this map and exactly these positions. Terran was in the snow side, and the Zerg was in the bottom left. And the follow-up to an opening like this was to go mech. Because mech on this map is just so fucking great. There's so many small chokes that the Terran can siege up. It's all, of course, a question of positioning, really. I mean, it's really tough for mech players to actually hold off mech, because any single positioning mistake will actually kill you. But I mean, mech is just so strong. Everybody agrees that, you know, a 200 army is probably the strongest army of mech. I think it actually would beat Sky Toss because the Thors have such good splash damage. You know, if the Void Razor were not to get the perfect splits, I believe that Thor Viking could potentially beat Sky Toss. Vikings can technically micro, and Thors will just do splash and stuff. And given the fact that the upgrades are shared, this is really good. But oh my god. My god. My god. Kawaiian though has some Hellions. He's going to be seeing this Baneling bust coming in. And he's going to be realizing, oh my god, I really need some defense. He's going to be getting a Banshee. Oh wow, look at this. Actually getting on some eBays right behind his supply depots, but it's not going to be in time. Here comes the Banelings. Oh, but they're going to be crashing. They all die. Kawaiian has to micro his Hellions perfectly here. He cannot lose these. He's pulling out all of his SCVs, trying to do as much damage as he can, but some of the Hellions are going to get picked off here. This is really bad. Oh no, a lot of SCVs are dying here. Kawaiian is going to get busted. No! All of the SCVs have been totally killed here. There's only 2 workers now to 19. Devil getting that easy attack onto his opponent. And Kawaiian, so close. So, damn, man. Losing the Hellions was really the thing he didn't want at all. And I mean, now I think that Kawaiian is just in a position where he's not going to be able to hold off. His opponent has actually started droning behind this. He's getting some spores just to make sure that the Banshee won't be coming back. Kawaiian now is down to 1 SCV. And he's getting 2 mules though. He does have a second command center. But I mean, now he's completely walled off. Now he's got eBay, he's gotten barracks and everything. And he's going to be making SCVs 2 at a time. He really needs to get that production going on as fast as possible. But now, I mean, he has less workers than what he did at the beginning of the game. And behind this, Devil is just droning. So I wouldn't even be surprised to see him just, get a lair. And just slowly go to Mutalisks and win. I mean, after an attack like this, Kawaiian is just set so far back. It's not so bad, though, because Devil is still a Master Zerg player. Kawaiian is still just a Diamond, but he's doing very well for himself. He's been floating around the top Diamonds rank. Although recently he was telling me how the ladder was treating him badly. But the ladder is really just, it's just there to treat people bad. So Kawaiian here is going to try and abuse of the fact that he has Banshees, see if he can get some weak spots and stuff. He could potentially try and pick off some extra drones here. Yes, this is very good. He's going to delay some mining time, and here comes the Queen over trying to pick off at the Banshees. And he can still try and get the gas and kill extra drones. And I think that if he gets himself right, he's still in a position where he can actually range the lair. Kawaiian has to be very careful here because he's flirting around the spores and stuff. And oh, another spore goes down for Devil. But now Devil might actually find himself in trouble here. He's going to lose his Queen. And Kawaiian is going to be keeping killing on some more drones. Oh, this is very good for him though. He might actually find himself back into this game. Kawaiian, take care of your Banshee. Oh, and if the spawning pool dies, this is huge. 26 Zerglings are actually being morphed right now, and they're going to be sending straight over at the enemy's base. But Kawaiian has a good amount of Hellions already in the defense. He's still having 2 SCVs made at a time, and he's managed to kill up, so he's thinning out that worker lead that the opponent was having over him. It's only 10 to 19 right now, and the spawning pool is going to die here. Kawaiian really has to start microing this Banshees a little bit better. And oh, come on, get that gas, man. You can get the geyser. And I still think he can try and range the lair from up top here. Now that the spawning pool is dead, there's going to be no extra queens, no extra spores, so Kawaiian is still actually free inside of this main base. And oh, maybe he's going to try and range over at the lair. Ooh, that Banshee's surviving with only 2 HP. And oh, I think that from this position here, he could potentially still range this. Another Baneling bus is actually getting itself ready, but it's going to be hitting a very, very large wall. Most of these buildings will probably not die, and there's a bunch of Hellions waiting back at home. They're going to be going in, and they're going to be crashing this second command center. But Kawaiian has so many Hellions. All of the Hellions are going to die. Oh, all the Zerglings are going to get roasted. Oh my god, Kawaiian managing to pull himself back into this game. He still has his 2 Banshees that are alive with a very, very weak amount of HP. But now is the time for Kawaiian to go. There's no way of making any additional Spore Crawlers, no additional Spine, and no Zerglings. The Spire has been forced, and now there's about like 11 Hellions. 11 Hellions are going into a Zerg base. There's only a Queen as anti-ground defense, and there's nothing else left. And Kicker here seems like he's lagging, but there's just so many Hellions at this point. Kawaiian must be jubilating right now. He must be like shaking and having his palms sweaty at just what's going on. Roasting all of the drones at the natural. He's going to go straight into the main. and it looks like this is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. Kawaiian is going to pull it off. He's going to manage to survive after a successful massive Baneling bust here. Here comes the Banshees, but he doesn't even care. And Devil gives away the good game. And Kawaiian takes game number 3. Bringing a Clan War 3-0 here. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my god. I can't believe it myself. I can't believe it myself. I never thought he will actually be able to pull this off here. Just holding it off perfectly, like in the second bust. I mean, he just already had enough, and I think the fact that he had 2 mules at a time really was what managed to keep him alive. Losing all of his SCVs like that, Devil did the right choice and to keep on droning. I mean, I do believe that, you know, I would have done the same thing from that point on, but I believe that the Banshee, just managing, really, the Banshee was the tipping point unit, because that's where Kawaiian, who's actually like in a 21 versus 0 worker lead, actually managed to thin out his lead to like 19 drones versus 10 SCVs, but having those 2 mules at the time, just managed him to get so much money, and he just followed it up with getting a lot of Hellions, and he just managed to defend the second bust really, really well, and he just took the win. Killing the spawning pool, really, just preventing his opponent from actually getting any other ground defense. Really, no extra queens, no extra zerglings. Kawaiian